You know, one of the greatest things about Sea of Thieves is the adventure experience. No, I'm not talking about the game mode itself, I'm talking about the sense of casting off and exploring. It's something that deep down we can all relate to. So why isn't there more pirate games out there? Now, you'd think with Sea of Thieves being so popular that other game companies would realize that pirates are indeed cool, and would consider going toe-to-toe with Rare to take the pirate trophy. Sea of Thieves literally holds the mantle for the best fantasy pirate game out there at the moment. For the majority of people who play it, they love every aspect, myself included, but some people simply do not love the PvP side of the game. But they keep coming back. Why is that? Because there is nothing else on the market that scratches that pirate pioneer itch, quite like Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves has everything an adventurer wants. Your own ship, a vast world in which to explore, factions to raise your grade with, picking up treasure or trade commodities, and encountering players or AI threats along the way. There are a few pirate games out there that have been released recently that are similar, but none have that seamless feeling of exploration like Sea of Thieves. Even Skull and Bones, releasing in March of this year, doesn't have that seamless adventurous advantage, and relies more on the ship rather than the player controlling the ship. We love to explore, it's simply something we all do, whether it's looking for Easter eggs in Call of Duty or finding that perfect planet to place a home base on in No Man's Sky. We love to explore. This is why games like Star Citizen are in production, a game where you can take a train to your spaceport, get on your ship, blast off from the planet, cruise through the solar system and even galaxy, and then land on any planet seamlessly with no loading screens. As gamers and as people, exploration is in our nature. We get to the edge of the map and we cannot help but think what lies beyond that. Or what's behind this door? Why is part of the map covered up? Why won't my bullets hit Exploration games in general always do well too. Oblivion, Skyrim, Fallout, apart from 76, Zelda, Assassin's Creed, Elite Dangerous, Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption, just to name a few. But apart from one, none of them scratched that nautical itch. Before Sea of Thieves, there was Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Oh, what a game. In fact, if it wasn't for Black Flag, I would have never have known about Sea of Thieves. I mean, I thought pirates were cool, but in this period of gaming, the thought of something as vast as Black Flag, where you could sail wherever you want and jump off at any island that you wanted to explore, seemed like the future. Living that actual pirate sandbox fantasy seemed like sci-fi at the time, an unobtainable reality, but Black Flag proved us wrong. But it lacked one thing: co-op or multiplayer. This is why, when Sea of Thieves was advertised, I swooned like most other people. But why has no game development company also joined the cool pirate gang? I mean, sure, there are quite a few indie companies out there who have made some very interesting pirate titles. As an example, Salt 2, which is available on Steam, a very chilled out base and shipbuilding open world single player adventure game, but I'm talking about the big guns, the AAA titles. They are literally sitting on a goldmine of potential players. Imagine a game like Red Dead Redemption, but with a vast open ocean, where you have to sail to each destination to progress the storyline. Or perhaps an MMO that concentrates solely on ocean exploration, similar to Arcade or Black Desert Online, but obviously more emphasis on the nautical side, and less emphasis on the, physics. When Sea of Thieves was released, it was, and is, in my opinion, ahead of its time. It has so much potential, but is held back by the limits of today's technology. It also comes with a few problems, such as being held back by the OG gaming consoles. As it's a cross-compatible game, corners have to be cut, and compromises have to be made in order to keep the game engine happy. But if a game company started another nautical fantasy game using today's game engines and today's advanced physics and memory handling, a new age of pirates would come. Whether that game is a multiplayer online service similar to Sea of Thieves, or a single player or co-op adventure game, people would swarm to it, and competition is always healthy. History with video games has always shown that when one game comes along to take the mantle of another game, that game then steps up their game, and And what we end up with is 2 or maybe 3 companies trying to outdo themselves. And whilst they're all squabbling in the background, we're enjoying the steady flow of new content. I guess what I'm trying to say is, dear game companies, give us more pirate games. You're sitting on a pressured bottle of soda water that's gonna pop with player-based bubbles if you just switch your focus from bucks to buccaneers. I'm also saying subscribe a lot for more content. I love you.